local all morning. The Fox 61 Morning News starts now.
First up at 6 o'clock, a weather watch alert as we anticipate some thunderstorms. How strong, how severe? We'll time it out for you coming up.
Going on strike, nurses at one local hospital on the picket line this morning.
Also taking the stand, Alex Jones is expected to appear in court. Will he testify or use his Fifth Amendment rights?
And first at 6, we begin here at Fox 61 with a weather watch alert. Good morning. Thanks so much for being with us. I'm Erica Arias.
And I'm Tim Lammers. Good morning to you. Yeah, we've got a lot to talk about here weather-wise in Connecticut. Look at that big glob of yuckiness headed our way. Not here yet, but it will be soon.
Oh, we're checking in with meteorologist Matt Scott.
Oh, Tim, I always love when you use meteorological terms. Globs, yuckiness, the bottom line. Exactly. The bottom line is we've got some trouble coming up over the next couple of hours. Temperatures in the 60s up to the low to mid 70s at the shoreline. So it is warm. The atmosphere is juiced up, a decent amount of moisture content in the atmosphere. So we are looking for an opportunity for this front coming in to kick up some dust. We are seeing that in Norfolk. We'll go in with the live Doppler right along 183, the Red Rock Schoolhouse, just about getting side clipped. Colebrook, you're missing out on this first cell, but hang on, because there's a lot more on the approach. Getting ready to cross through 87, you could see a lot of lightning and thunder associated with this. Nothing severe in the last couple of hours, but as we talked about yesterday, this front has had a history of producing severe thunderstorms. We will stand by for that. Keep an eye on the radar all morning long through 11 o'clock, and of course always at fox61.com and Fox 61 Plus. Storm Prediction Center has the whole state under a level 1, a marginal risk of thunderstorms. Not a great opportunity, but an opportunity nonetheless. We'll be watching. So isolated raindrops starting to come in, 68 now, and rain flat out as we're winding down this system as the kids get off the bus later on this afternoon. Full details on what this means for the weekend, because it does mean some seismic changes on the way. That's all coming up. Lauren Zenzi, any seismic changes on the road this morning?
As of right now, Matt, things are looking really good out here. We do have one area of concern, though, that we have been following. This was an accident, a car versus a pole out in Ellington that happened at about 2 o'clock this morning. So as of right now, they do still have Route 140 closed down between Bear Ave and Church Street. So be mindful of that if you are in this area. There are plenty of other routes to take in that area. So yeah, just be aware of that. 9184 Route 2 all moving smoothly as of right now. Glastonbury to the Founders Bridge will take you about 6 minutes. New Britain Ave to the Hartford Tunnel as of right now. No delays there. Will take you about 5 minutes at that time. Taking a live look out in Wethersfield, 91 north and southbound is moving freely right near Old Wethersfield, exit 26. Over in Waterbury, traffic is moving fine as well. Taking a look at our New Haven drive times, 91 and 95, both moving freely as of right now. And let's end things off in Norwalk, Fairfield County. Some moderate volume out there, but nothing really to complain about at the 6 o'clock hour. We'll check in again coming up in the next half hour. But for now, guys, back over to you.
Okay, sounds good, Lauren. Thank you. Boy, the Fox 61 weather app, tailor-made for days like today. You can track the radar for any of those yucky globs heading your way. If you haven't downloaded it already, just scan the QR code there on your screen with your smartphone's camera, and then click on the link that pops up and follow the instructions. You can also just go straight to your App Store or Google Play Store to find it there.
6:03 in this morning, nurses at Windham Hospital in Willimantic are going to start a 48-hour strike.
It's not only related to their contract negotiations, but are also for a larger battle that they are fighting. Fox 61's Julia LeBlanc joins us now live in Willimantic. Julia, what is that larger battle?
Hi, good morning to you. Yeah, starting at 7 o'clock this morning, nurses at Windham Hospital will be picketing right outside of where they work, calling attention to what they say is a major problem, not only here at this hospital, but all across our state. They say that there is a patient care crisis here in Connecticut. Now, the nurses who will be going on strike are part of local union 5041, which is made up of about 100 RNs who work at Windham Hospital. They'll be joined by other health, consumer, and civil rights advocates during 48 hours of picketing, once again starting this morning. They will also be hosting a rally tomorrow addressing what they say are, quote, the failure of Hartford healthcare executives to resolve the dispute and settle protracted contract negotiations. Now, the nurses say they want better pay and insurance benefits, as well as the elimination of mandatory overtime. Now, both parties agree on that last point. The hospital says they do have an offer on the table to address all of these concerns brought to the table by the union, including pay adjustments, wage increases, and insurance premium contribution relief. However, the union says that is all simply not enough at this point. Take a listen.
We've asked them over and over, like, let's look at the numbers. Let's look how far off we are. And we always got resistance. It's not about the nurse. It's really about the patient. Our nurses want to stay here.
Now, in a statement, a spokesperson for Windham Hospital says that they are disappointed an agreement has not been met yet. They went on to say, quote, the hospital has made it clear that it is willing to consider options within the economics of a proposal we have been discussing since the end of June. Now, back out here live right outside of Windham Hospital. Once again, that strike is starting at 7 o'clock this morning. It will continue on tomorrow for 48 hours in total. Now, negotiations apparently are set to take place once again on Monday. They'll go back to that drawing board. Of course, we will be here to watch this strike this morning and talk to the nurses and other people who will be here about what their real main issue is when it comes to the state of our healthcare in Connecticut, and really mainly here at Windham Hospital as well. For now, though, we are live in Willimantic. Julia LeBlanc, Fox 61 News.
All right, Julia, thank you for that report. We'll check back in a little later on. All right, 6:06, and happening today in Waterbury, conspiracy theorist Alex Jones is expected to take the stand today. Now, whether he will actually testify or invoke his Fifth Amendment rights still remains to be seen. The judge in this case says she wants to speak to him before he takes the stand and before the jury arrives. Fox 61 caught up with Jones yesterday before talk about his testimony.
I may just take the Fifth Amendment tomorrow, not because of incrimination of what I said about Sandy Hook, but because I'm not allowed to answer a question truthfully. I didn't premeditate covering Sandy Hook.
Jones also said he's being misrepresented. He also said the families involved are a victim of a process that is manipulating them. It's important to keep in mind here that the Fifth Amendment does not provide the same level of protection in a civil case like this that it does in a criminal one, because the jury can use Jones's refusal to testify, should he refuse to testify, against him when drawing their conclusions as to his liability. Now, yesterday was an emotional day of testimony. 3 family members of Sandy Hook victims took the stand. Jennifer Hensel, the mother of 6-year-old Avielle Richmond, David Wheeler, the father of 6-year-old Benjamin Wheeler, and Erica Lafferty, the daughter of Sandy Hook principal Dawn Hochsprung. She described the messages she got after the shooting from people who claimed it was a hoax.
It was pretty generic at the beginning, and then as time went on, it got more specific and a lot more scary. Things would be mailed to my house.
Yesterday's testimony was paused several times by the judge, who repeatedly told the attorneys not to bring up any political figures. The jury was also shown a video deposition from former InfoWars employee Robert Jacobson. Now, Fox 61 will continue covering this trial of Alex Jones. You can always get the latest anytime on the Fox 61 News app. Watch it streaming on Fox 61 Plus, and of course, here on Fox 61 and fox61.com.
Happening today, there will be an increased police presence at Windham High School. Now, the district says it's to help the kids there process what happened yesterday. The school was put on lockdown after Willimantic police got a report of an armed intruder in the school. Now, we want to stress that police did not find any threat to the school community. That's after Willimantic police and authorities from ECSU searched the building. After police found there was not any danger, the school decided to dismiss students early. In a statement, the school superintendent encouraged parents to talk to their kids, talk with them, and listen to them about what they experienced.
Got developing news out of Naugatuck. The manager of a Planet Fitness gym has been accused of filming a man in a changing area. 23-year-old Jordan Hill turned himself into Naugatuck police Tuesday morning. Investigators said back in June, a man was getting out of a tanning booth when he looked up at the ceiling and noticed another man holding a cell phone recording him while he was naked. Hill is out on bond and is due in court next month.
News 10 now. This morning, areas of Puerto Rico are still cut off from rescue crews amid damage from Hurricane Fiona.
And now FEMA is sending hundreds of workers to Puerto Rico to help people impacted there, including giving food, fresh drinking water, and medicine to folks who need it. More than 1,000 people are still in shelters on the island. And there are many organizations here in Connecticut, including Puerto Rican community groups, who are working hard to get victims some relief down there. As we've reported, Fiona caused destruction across the Caribbean, including the Dominican Republic and Turks and Caicos. And as that's happening, Bermuda is preparing for a close pass from Fiona, close enough that the island is now under a hurricane warning, even as the worst of the storm is expected to pass to the northwest. But residents there said they're preparing and they will be ready.
Hopefully, we don't get too much damage, and it's going to probably be a lot of downed trees, a lot of power lines, and losing electricity. I guarantee you by Monday, you wouldn't even think a hurricane came across Bermuda. That's how we are. That's how we roll down here.
I like to see that optimism.
Good attitude,
there, right?
yeah.
Of course, we will stay on top of the hurricane's latest track all morning long and into the afternoon.